Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel, and today I have something highly different than what you're probably expecting. Now, everyone who plays speed duels is aware of what we have for choices of how to play. It is either ban list or no ban list. That's about it. I, however, have a third method that you can play. One created entirely by me, so take that for what it's worth, which is to say, this has not been tested and is probably deeply flawed, but hey, it's what you get for something that's free and made by a single guy. This is, in front of you, a points buy system for making decks. The chart you see in front of you is for effect monsters. This one is for spell cards, and this is the rest of them. I've got skills, traps, rituals, normals, and then fusions. This only goes up to the GX box, not Midterm Paradox. I actually finished this, as you can see, in September. I slightly modified something a couple of weeks ago. But what you see before you is just me assigning points to cards, partially in a vacuum. Let's just find an example here. Here's all the Amazonesses. Swordswoman is worth 5 points, for instance, because she's just good entirely outside of the Amazonas archetype. I don't feel terribly confident about the rest of the Amazonesses. Just be aware of that. So, what is the point of all this? You are probably asking. Beyond just, being weird and having some fun. My main reason for this was because I've had several ideas over several years about having a Yu-Gi-Oh RPG. Kind of like how Rechef of Darkness or Tag Duels, significantly less with Tag Duels, but hey, you know what I mean. Those sorts of games where you have a character, you make your deck, and you play. The problem is, if we don't have any sort of rules, we're just playing constructed. Outside of gentlemansing out of, playing TP Volcanic. But why shouldn't you be allowed to play TP Volcanic? That's always my point. If we're doing an RPG, why can't you play it? I mean, everyone else can choose to play a deck of that caliber. They're just choosing not to. This is what the points are for. They are to restrict everyone inside of a total set. Me and my buddies, because we've played a couple of sessions now, have been playing at 35 points. Which you're probably thinking doesn't sound like a lot. Especially because you're noticing every card in here is worth points. And at 35 points, you have to average under 2 points per card. Well, friends, here's a secret. And this looks like a catastrophe, and I'm sorry that it looks like a mess. This just looks like an utter mess, I'm aware. This are the normal monsters. And if you notice, a whole bunch of them are cheap. Because they suck. These are all terrible. So, basically what you can do is you can buy extra slots in your deck, in quotes, with free monsters. Meaning anything with 1600 or less attack that's a level 4, or below 2000 defense with level 4 or lower. Or you can run awful tribute monsters if you would like. I'm not stopping you. Though none of my friends have bothered to do this. They have ran bad ritual monsters because rituals are surprisingly decent at this because ARA is cheap, but that's neither here nor there again. And again, I'm not sold on all of these. This is me being, like Metal Armored Bug probably doesn't even be worth 3 points. I'm being stupid, but that's synergized with other things. Anyway, I'm going to battle here. I'm going to show you guys a couple of the RP decks that I've created, because I am, of course, the game master here. This one is actually one of our players is using, and it's just Dino Pile. I mean, it's effectively Black Steo Control, but that's all it is. It's just a bunch of decent dinos. Respectable attack dinosaurs, because these are all free, remember. Raise Body Heat, because it's free. This is a free equip spell. Wasteland, because it's free, because it's a bad field spell. And then you just have a payoff in Super Ancient Dino Beast, because it's really big for one tribute. Black Steo, because he's a pain in the ass to deal with. Space-time transcendence because you want to be cute, and then a pair of widespread ruins because you actually, this is what the points were for. It's worth 5 points a crack. So this is simply one kind of deck you can play. How about another one? Behold, Ancient Gears. These aren't good Ancient Gears, but here they are. You can have Golem, you can have 2 Beast, you can even have 3 Gear Town and a pair of double Cyclone. You have a lot of ass in here, including 1,800 asses, which is actually quite respectable. Conscription, because it's funny. And then Magical Hats, because it's actually synergizes beautifully with Gear Town, and then you have Statue of the Wicked. Mind-blowing, it is not. But hey, you could take what you can get, and you get to play a 3k bungus with piercing battle damage. Have fun with that. I don't remember what skill. I think this one had My Town. I think this might have been a My Town deck. I can't remember. I didn't write down what skills are there, and skills cost points too. So, what happens if you don't want to play a full RPG? Simple. Get a couple of friends together, pick a points value, and make a deck out of it. Include a side deck if you want. Do what you will there. I'm not stopping you. It's very easy. Like I said, 35 is an extremely low points value. You can go to like 60 and have significantly more flexibility in what you can and cannot do. I think 100 is probably way too much, but I'm not your parents. You can do what you want. Though, those of you who are probably more interested in the RPG aspect are wondering, what game system am I using for this? Am I using a game system, or are we just freeforming? We're using Fate Accelerated, which is free last time I checked. Yeah, pretty sure it's free. You get a little booklet. It's free. It's extremely simplistic. It's just a basis of traits, and then you have some basic skill modifiers for very basic. It's extremely rules light, which fits Yu-Gi-Oh! Perfectly. It's just a way for people to go, oh, hey, can I actually force the door physically or something, and having some manner of doing so without you just fiating it. Also, they give you fate points, you know, as the game's named after. And they make really good destiny draws. It's just a rule I added. Spend a fate point, you can choose your next draw. Yes, I know there's a skill called Destiny Draw. You can have both. One is using a character resource, the other is using a deck resource. I'm going to let you pick the one you want to do. Anyway, there's not too much to say here, because this would be more of an interactive, you have questions, I have answers sorts of things. But please do remember, I'm one person. I didn't test this. I just sort of eyeballed it. Like, I have Blastsphere at 6 points here. You can disagree with that. This is me probably being excessively harsh on Burn. Probably. So, again, remember, one guy made this in an afternoon. I sat down and did this over the course of like 2.5, 3 hours. So, there's probably a bunch of dumb shit in here that probably shouldn't be there. So don't feel bad about changing your points. If you're curious where the folder is, I'll have the link in the description. I'll have a link in the pinned comment. You guys can go poke around. You can mess with stuff. I will eventually be putting Midterm Paradox in here whenever I feel the desire to. I will be putting a second points value. I'll actually do that right now. Midterm Paradox. There you go. This is where the points for all of these will go in here. If they get changed at all, if there's no points in this, then just use the one in front. I mean, most of them probably aren't going to change points, but let's... For example, Black Terra's a lot better because there's a skill that can abuse him. Just saying. Don't know how much better I'm going to make him. I don't know if I'm going to bother to put too many more points on him. We'll find out. Anyway, if you all, hope you all enjoy this. Go have some fun with it. Mess around a little. And please leave some feedback in the comments below. Anything I am utterly and completely off my rocker about, please let me know, because I would like this to be really good and not just kind of okay. I just realized Behemoth is spelt wrong. That's embarrassing. There you go. Anyway, remember to like, share, subscribe, do all that YouTube junk. and go play a bunch of speed duels, whether it's with this ban list or non. Though, seriously, don't play non ban list, that's just a moth fight. Anyway, peace out, everybody.